I started my menstrual today. It's March 12th, which means that I was on my luteal phase that whole time before this. But I was predicting that I was gonna start my menstrual like a week from now, so I was a week off in my prediction. But yeah, you already know the video is gonna eat because I'm on my menstrual, and also I'm wearing this shirt again. I wear this shirt in every video, like and like okay. So I'm wearing this again. Oh yeah, but since I was on my luteal phase, like so the reason why the video eats when I'm on my menstrual is because that means that all of the talking points that I came up with was during my luteal phase. Like, I was coming up with preposterous things for 10 days just to talk to y'all right now. And right now I'm like, and it's not even that I'm calm right now, like never. Oh yeah, but something that gave me like such relief the other day, like I was thinking about like how like everything in my life is actually going completely fine because I don't have a nigga bothering me. You should always be grateful when in times in your life when you should always be grateful in times in your life where you don't have a nigga. Like, people are actually so draining for me. Like people expect so much from women emotionally when they're bonding with women, but they're so confused when that woman is drained. Like, oh yeah, but I have so many weird talking points. But the first talking point that I thought of was like, you know those people that are always trying to like do the moral thing in a situation, but like they're quite literally always thinking of their life in terms of like, what is the moral thing to do? Like, maybe if they're religious, maybe it's like, what would insert like, what would insert biblical name do, whatever. Or let's say they just have like, they were raised in a household where they're just always thinking of like what the moral thing to do, and they just have parents like hanging out over their head like to be a good person. Or you just know those people where like, you know that something is being hung over their head to be a good person. So it could be a parent either a parent or God, because it's not, or their God, because it's not them. Like, like those people are so irritating when you're, no offense, oh my God, but like when you're hanging out with them, they literally just never do the right thing. Like, how come you're not even getting it right? Like, literally all they're doing constantly is being like, what's the moral thing, what is the ethical moral, and they're super OCD about it. Like have you ever met those people that are like, so like OCD about being a good person, and if they're not, they like beat themselves up about it? First of all, people that beat themselves up in their head over stuff are crazy people. Like, I actually cannot stand those type of people because they're actually really evil. Like, they're always like, if how you treat yourself is how you're gonna treat everybody else. Like, they beat themselves up over like something that only they care about, and it's not even something that they want to care about. It's something that somebody else told them that they should care about, and they're just like mimicking that because they don't have anything to do. Like, they just don't have a personality, like always beating themselves up. But yeah, those type of people are unintentionally like really abusive. So yeah, but with the morality thing, like, those people that like, they're always trying to do the moral thing. I don't know how to explain it, but like, they're never doing the right, like the really right thing. Like, and an example I have right now is my literal, okay, so let's say this is hypothetical, but it's real, but let's just say it's hypothetical. So I have this one tutor for a class, and my tutor, like, and I don't care, like, obviously she could do whatever she wants, but so I'll be getting tutoring from her. Also, she's like mad rude, but she can't notice it because she thinks that that's just a reflection of like the circumstance of me coming in to even talk to her. Like, I'm just stressing her out so much, so she's just like acting rude and taken aback, like flustered about me asking her something. Like, but yeah, so I'll sit at the table, right? And so I sit there, and then whoever she was tutoring previously and being nice to, she switches her entire attitude, acting like I'm like the super childlike one that she is babysitting, and like, which I do need more intensive help, but she actually treats me like I'm very slow, even though everybody in that class like, the class is not like a class that just anybody could get. Like, it's really weird. So I go there to whatever, and so yeah, so I sit down, and what happens while she's being mad rude, the reason why I even have to keep going back to her is because we take forever on one homework, and we take forever on one homework because she doesn't want to feel like she morally doesn't want to feel like she's just giving me the answers. You know what I'm trying to say? But like, she high-key not even doing her job. Like, because she's being like, oh, I'm gonna walk you through it, and we can, like, one time I went to tutoring to do a makeup test with her, and she was like implying like, oh, I can't really help you with this, but I'm gonna sit here while you do it, and you can ask me some questions. And it's just like, why do you even, and she's the one that brought up for me to do the makeup test with her, but then she was implying that she wasn't even gonna help me, but she ended up helping me anyway. So she was just trying to do the moral thing on paper, and it's just like, who even cares? Like, who is here watching you being like, oh my god, make sure you don't help this student for real? Like, and so my talking point right now to you is like, people that are always trying to do the moral thing, it don't even really be the moral thing, because why aren't you actually helping me with the assignment? Like, I would come to her so much less if she just was more direct and just said like how it is. Then I wouldn't have to come to her every time she even has tutoring. Like, I would not have to go, back and forth, still not understanding it, because she literally wants to, like, walk around the point, but then treat me like I'm slow for not getting the subject. Does that make any sense? Like, why do you even think I'm here? And then she thinks it's also moral for her to like be like, what do you think? Like, how do you think you're doing in the class? Like, I was just wondering, because it's almost the time that you can drop out of this class. Like, the dropout day is actually soon, and I can give you like the phone number. They're right over there. I can give you the phone number of who to contact to, drop out of the class, or, there are so many other options for you. But I was just thinking that maybe this can hurt your GPA, like, if you stay in the class. Because I thought we did so much better on the makeup. And it's just like, I know I didn't do well on the makeup. I came to you to get the answers, and you didn't even do your job. How did I go? Imagine, how did I go to a tutor with the test and didn't get 100? Like, that doesn't even make any sense. Because I was with her for the entire time that I was making up the test. You know what I'm saying? So you can't even say that you can't even imply that anything that I could ever do is like, trying to do it the easy way or cheating. Going to tutoring is so much effort. you know, and I'm just like learning the material from her again, getting a second voice, you know, to hear the material again. And you know, and then she, like, after giving me horrible tutoring, is implying that I should drop the class. And I'm not even gonna lie, like, I do feel like I do kind of want to take this class again. Maybe I can take it like this summer. But I'm not gonna be able to get any tutoring, you know. But I don't want to redo any of this ever again. Like, I do not want to take this test again. I'm going to get the same score. Like, I have taken classes like this where I have never, you know, encountered anything remote to this. Like, so, you know, or encounter anything. Yeah, I never encountered anything remote to the material and still passed it. Like, yes, it will mess up my GPA, but I have to take it again anyway, you know. So yeah, but again, like, I always encounter somebody that's like trying to be moral, but it's like, whose morals are this? Because I know that you don't actually care. You just like are thinking about like who else will care, and they don't either. Like you know those people that are like, they only have morals because they're afraid of like a higher power or a higher authority, and then come to find out that higher authority, that higher power don't even care. That higher power is not even checking for you like this. Like, for you to have those morals, like, I wish I met somebody that was super meticulous about their morals, but it was actually because of their personality and like it's morals that they made up. But instead, I'm always meeting like those OCD moral people where it's just them being afraid of like some authoritative figure that don't even care. And yeah, like, I've met somebody, like, again, like, everybody at my college right now is just a repeat of everybody I met when I was in middle school. So I know a lot of, like, I was, of course, like, friends with kids in middle school that were, like, OCD about being moral or whatever, as if, like, somebody is, like, surveillancing, like, them doing right from wrong, and they're always being tested. And it's just like, why can't you have morals without the threat of like without the threat of imaginary punishment? Like, do you know what I'm trying to say? Like, why can't you just be like that? Because then you could actually justify like why you're so annoying. Because again, those people, they're trying to do the right thing and they're not doing the right thing. Like, you're not even do you know what I'm trying to say? But yeah, so I'm gonna continue to get help from my tutor, that where it literally takes us, okay, but whatever. Okay, I'm gonna look at my real talking points. Like, imagine like you're going to tutoring and your tutor is not even nice, but then has the audacity on top of being hard to be around, being like, oh yeah, and I mean, I can't help you with this one because then I would be giving you the answer. Like, oh, sorry, like, I thought that's okay. Okay. But yeah, honestly, like, I'm totally cool with different tutors having different personalities, but yeah, that's the reason why. That's the main reason why I'm messing up in this class. And then on top of that, she's convincing me to drop, and I know that, like, I don't understand it and that I should drop it. Like, I know, but I never want to do any of this again. Oh yeah, fuck. I mean, I'll use the last 7 minutes because I do not want to be. Oh my god. It's crazy because whenever I write something down to talk about it, like, I genuinely think it's the most relevant thing that I could ever talk about, but then I reread it here. Some things, like, I've already talked about. Okay, I'll just use the last 10 minutes because I don't want to be here for long. But yeah, okay, so let's talk about my issues with both of my guardians / parents. So I like, actually, I can't lie, like, not even, there's a specific word for, like, the type of love that you have to have for people that, you know, for, like, family members, like, love that you have to have for family members, like, you know what I'm trying to say? Like, it's not, like, obviously, like, there are all the different types of love or whatever, but I don't know the word for it, but, like, there's a specific type of love that you have to have for people that, like, you're just supposed to love, like mom and dad, other family members, what have you. but I resent both of my parents for different reasons. I I don't want to use the H word, but yeah, I resent a lot of people for literally every reason and remember everything that they did and don't forgive them. And so let's just use the word resent, because I'm not going to use the word hate, but I resent my parents. But my mom had her 50th birthday, which, congratulations, or whatever. She had her 50th birthday March 9th. And it just reminded me of all the things I resent about both my parents. But so both my parents were there. But yeah, I was reminded of, so both my parents were at the birthday dinner. It was at a bar. And everybody there just looked like they were from Ohio. So just really think about what I mean. Like, everybody from Ohio has a look. So basically, if you've never been to Ohio, basically the epitome of somebody from Ohio is literally just a biracial person with a mom that's white. Let's say the epitome of somebody from Ohio is just, let's just say, like a biracial man whose mom is white. White and black. And he has a white girlfriend that dressed exactly like him. So that's just what people from Ohio look like. So it was like a bar, restaurant type of place. And there's a stage with 2 pianos, and they were just doing karaoke. Not karaoke, but like they hired people to sing, and you could request songs. So obviously they were playing Glee type of music, like tonight we are, or it's you, shape of your body. Several Taylor Swift songs, some Elton John, but yeah. So I was sitting there. There was 2 tables for me and my family, and everybody else there. You already know what type of time they was on. So I was sitting at the table next to the wall, and my mom was drunk. Oh yeah, I did get offered a shot, but then I realized that I only realized recently that drinking is actually so gross, in my personal opinion. So my New Year's resolution was to never drink in my life, even though that's my New Year's resolution, because I just don't feel like anybody's like, wow, this get together was so much better because we drank at it. Like, you know what I'm trying to say? Like, nobody's a better person because they drink. So I would never want to be the type of person that's like super excited when drinks are around or substances are around, because it's just kind of childlike. Like, I'm already bored of it. And yeah, and I think it, yeah, and I never want to like live with somebody that was like just super excited about like addicted substances being brought into social situations. So I did not take the shot. But anyways, so my mom was being annoying and twerking on my dad, and my dad was pretending like anything was moving. No offense, I'm not in that way. I'm not trying to body shame my mom, but it just like, it's not about body types. It just takes a certain type of skill to even like dance alone. It takes a type of skill to dance on somebody else. So for her to have the other, but anyways, so yeah, so she was drunk and I was just over her ass. Over her. And if I'm being completely honest, like, I was reminded again that my mom is literally just like such a boy mom. Like, and I quite literally, like, I resent both of my parents so bad. And I was reminded of like my mother issues and father issues again, because like I resent, and a lot of my parental issues I project onto like the world, like, you know what I'm trying to say. And I think everybody should take time out of their day to dissect like what they think about their parents and how they project it onto every person they meet, like, because literally like I'm always thinking about like what flaws my parents have, so that I don't like be embarrassing like them, like. But it's not even because it's not even because my mom was attempting to twerk on my dad. It's just what it represents. Like, it just represents the resentment I have for both of them, because I know that my dad is like literally attracted to like whatever women he can like be around. And then my mom is just like, I don't know, like, I just thought it was really, I just think it's like pathetic to like try to get like your own husband's attention, like, but like acting like it's fun. Do you know what I'm trying to say? And acting like it's an activity to like get a man's attention who likes everybody. Like, no offense, but like my dad has a wandering eye. No offense, but he just doesn't have the like to act on anything. So then my mom is just like acting pathetic, like twerk, like trying to like dance on him. And I just think that's sad, like, you know, like still trying to get like all of that effort. And my dad isn't, like, imagine, like, my mom is literally the breadwinner of our house, and she denies it all the time, even though she's been the breadwinner for the past 10 years. So it's just super embarrassing to like be the breadwinner, doing all of that work for a man that is not. Does that make any sense? It's just what it represents. Like, it's just the principle, you know? Like, do you know what I'm trying to say? And my mom like tries so hard to get my dad to be like the head of the household and like get him to like pray, like be the leader. And it's just so embarrassing. Like, if you have to get somebody to be the leader are you not the leader? Like, she's trying so hard to, like, I forget the word for it, but like dethrone herself to give it to my dad, and he doesn't take it. Does that make any sense? Because she just thinks that's what a man is supposed to do. My dad doesn't do anything that a man is supposed to do. And yeah, so then my mom was just like, so my mom was just twerking, like trying to dance on him. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, I just hate those type of I just hate like people when they're like trying to get their partner or another person to play a role that they aren't playing or that they don't naturally play. Like, but yeah, so my parents are basically like popular girl and shy guy, like pair, like guy who has no personality and girl that is just like filling in the gaps for him so he doesn't like tell on himself, and like she doesn't know anything about him because she's just projecting her probably good qualities onto him. But anyways, so they are very much like, so that's all the problems with them, and I resent them. But I don't really need to resent them because that's their personal relationship that doesn't really actually do anything about how I was raised. But yeah, I just think they're pathetic. And so then I decided what my parents' individual flaws were, and my mom's individual flaw is my dad's these are flaws, but they're not flaws on everybody, you know? Like, I think my dad's flaw is that he is a man, but that's not really a flaw on everybody. It's just a flaw. Like, I just cannot stand, him. And then my mom's flaw, that isn't a universal flaw, it's just a flaw on her, is her attraction to men is a flaw, because she's just trying to get my dad to be the man or whatever, and he just never is. Like, he's a man by himself, but he's not a man in a relationship or a man with kids or a father, or like, he doesn't have all of the titles that men have. He just is one. Do you know what I'm trying to say? He's not like husband, like father, like all the head of the household, breadwinner, all of that stuff. So she's just like forcing those things onto him. So her attraction to men is a flaw, because instead of just dating a guy who is all of those things, she's just like doing all the work to be. So she's just basically in a relationship with herself, because she's inventing a man. So it's just like embarrassing. And then so in that way, like, I kind of in the real world have like a lot of resentment toward like men in general and people that are attracted to men in general, but there's nothing really wrong with anybody. It's just that like my mom like chooses a man over her kids, so then I just decided that everybody attracted to men chooses men over actual important people. And do you know what I'm trying to say? Which isn't always true, but obviously some people attracted to men are like rape apologists and like aid men in their violence. So I just kind of felt like that was my mom. So, and she is always aiding abusive people and weird people. but she never really is the bad person. She's just aiding all of the bad people, so then she is. So I think that she's a bad person because of her proximity to a bad man. And I think that men a lot of times ruin the reputation of people and ruin people's image. And I feel like, but you can definitely, like, people definitely are with men that don't ruin their image and help them. I mean, no, people are with men that, like, actually help them. But I feel like I just resent that. So then I was like, okay, maybe everyone that is attracted to men does that, but that's actually not true. And then my dad is just, you know, crawled out of the sewers and into my mom's life so that she could invent him. So then I just decided that there was something wrong with the men, which I don't actually think is true. It's just my dad. So yeah, there's nothing wrong with people attracted to men, and there's nothing wrong with the men. But these are things that these are possibilities of the type of timing that they can be on. And, you know, and yeah, like, I think that explains it. Like, that explains everything. And, you know, some people that don't date men, they can still make excuses for a rapist that is not a man, or, you know, they can still make excuses for a bad person, obviously. And, you know, after having real world experience, I realized that I resent everybody. I hate everybody. And it's better that way. Like, there really is no reason. But I know, like, the reasons why. Like, sometimes I definitely, like, know when I meet somebody, like, that our relationship is gonna have an expiration date for XYZ reason. Like, sometimes me like having a bond with somebody, like, I know it's gonna have an expiration date, and it might be because they're super male centered. They could just be a pervert. I don't know, like, but I always know, like, you know what I'm trying to say, the reason why their bond will expire. But I still appreciate every bond. I just know within, like why the relationship will expire. Like, just people that flirt with everybody, including me, like, okay, our relationship will expire. Like, just people that are for everybody, like, our relationship will expire. I don't know. Like, people that are really superficial, like, you know, like, there are just so many other reasons, you know. So because of my life experience, I figured out, like, all the reasons, and, you know, figured out that there's just so many other things wrong with everybody except for me. Wait. Okay, I'll talk to you tomorrow.